Hey, you feel like standing up and dancing? Yeah. All right, well, let's do it. Sing along with us. That just gives us so much more energy up here. It feels good. Good morning. Do it over. The whole service. That's all we're doing. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Oh, what a chilly morning this morning. And I babysat all day yesterday and overnight last night. Yeah, oh my is right. I guess he's going to be 2 here pretty soon. And he's really good. He's really good, but he does his own thing, and I didn't sleep super well, and he was up at 1, and then he was up at 5, and so anyway, I'm here I am. Marilyn, thank you so much for your beautiful music this morning. So lovely to hear that. Thank you so much. For a lot of years now, you've been doing this for us. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, we've been commitment and dedication there and love. Thank you. This Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. we will have film and discussion. So we'll find some kind of a TED Talk, a film, something on YouTube, or some kind of a video that has to do with this month's theme, or maybe this yearly theme. We'll see what that is, and then we watch that and have a lively discussion afterwards. Of course, everyone is invited, and that's always a love offering, 7 p.m. this Wednesday. Also coming up this Friday night, this Friday, February 16th, is the Red Tent, women. So all women of all ages are invited to come to the Red Tent, which is based on the book, The Red Tent. You could look that up. Maybe they have like Cliff Notes online, you could see what it's about. But that we have that open from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and you can just come and go. Of course, once you come, you're not going to want to go. And we'd appreciate if you bring something to eat, some food, some snacks, something like that. We'll go through the dinner hour, we'll eat together. We'll have a special sacred circle together as well. If you would like to help us set up, we will be here most of the day on Friday. It really is okay just to drop in and help if you want. If you want to talk to us about how that's going to look, Tamara and I will be here on that Friday early. I'll say I'll be here from 10. I'm not sure about Tamara, so you can talk to her. Okay, so here's something exciting. Easter is coming up, and so Easter choir is coming up. And we will start practicing very quickly because we have like 6 weeks of practice to put together that Easter choir. And Easter is on March 31st, thank you. Yeah, so we will be starting practices on February 25th. So that's coming up soon. So on Sundays after church, then we'll have practices for 6 weeks before that. Dave, do you want to say something?
Yes, right after fellowship we'll meet. You don't have to know anything about music. You don't have to know how to read music or anything. Just have a desire to want to do it. That's it. So we look forward to that. As Brenda said, there'll be 6 weeks of practice. The 7th week will be Easter. So we'll do that each time right after a quick fellowship. We'll get started out here.
So any questions, just see David and he can answer those. So we also have this third Sunday workshop happening next week. And just so you know, because we will have choir practice during March, the third Sunday workshop will not be happening in March, but I do believe that she was going to have that happen on the Saturday before, so people can still attend and keep the continuity of those workshops going. And we'll let you know about that as it comes along in March. But coming up next week will be the first. Yolanda, can you stand up back there? See, she really is standing up. I could say that, because I'm short. Right? You can see Yolanda if you have any questions. She says if you feel stuck or unable to move forward with some things in your life, she encourages you to come to these workshops where she offers topics like radical acceptance, self-compassion, practical applications for daily life, and she uses things like reconnective healing, brain integration, cranial sacral. They will last, they'll happen after potluck, and they last for about an hour and a half, and she's just asking a love offering for those, so she's making it very user-friendly for everybody to be able to attend. And if you can't attend, she also has, she does one-on-one work and could catch you up that way as well. So I did make more flyers for that. They're over there. That will start next week, so plan accordingly. Good thing it's not today, because like it's Super Bowl, right? Uh-oh. I don't even know, so. Annual meeting is coming up. Annual business meeting is Sunday, March 3rd, following the service. So that will be up here. Everyone is invited. If we have voting, which actually I can't think of anything we have voting happening for, but you do need to be a member to vote on any issues. But of course, everyone is invited to attend and find out the business of the center, how it did financially last year, where your money goes, and what our plans are for this coming year. Tax statements for your tithing are in the lobby in alphabetical order. If yours isn't in there, you can't find it, please let me know. I can easily get that for you today if you need that. The last announcement is our basic principles of Science of Mind class will be starting on Thursday, March 7th. From 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and it will go every Thursday for 8 weeks through April 25th. So there's a sign-up sheet on the handout table. There's a cost for the class, $150 for the whole 8 weeks, includes a workbook. And if you've taken the class before, there's a little bit lesser charge for that. So if you are, it's really difficult on 20 minutes on a Sunday to really dive deep into the philosophy that we teach here, or the philosophy that all of the messages are really based on. So we have this 8-week class where you really get to delve into the principles of science of mind, which are very similar to all of the principles of unity and any new thought or metaphysical teaching, very similar. And you get to do it in a class setting with other people, and you get to work in real time on your real issues with real spiritual mind treatment, and bounce that off of people. It's a time for bonding with each other and really giving yourself the gift of a fabulous tool to use throughout your whole life for every single issue in your life. It covers everything. So I really encourage you to take the class and maybe step up your science of mind or your church a little bit more, rather than just on Sundays. Maybe use it a little bit more often for everything in your life. There's a sign-up sheet over there, and I will need to know who's going to take the class so I know how many workbooks to order. Wow, I talked a lot. You think this is a lot? Wait till class. Mostly we're reading the workbook. So. Okay, think of anything else? All right, so for now, let's just take a breath here. A breath together. Focus our attention on that center space, our solar plexus, our heart center space. Relax, and as we speak our purpose statement together here now. As an intentional spiritual community, the purpose of CSL is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that we are all unique emanations of God, the love intelligence governing the universe. We embody the truth of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday life. Through the exploration of new thought, ageless wisdom, and the energy of unconditioned love, we are dedicated to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence in the world.
Make a quiet place, within my mind, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. We'll make a quiet place within my heart, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet in my life, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
And in this quiet silence, I invite you to join with me as I go within to that heart center, that place where I consciously tune in to the divine. And I pay attention to this inner silence, this place that life lives as me. The same place where life lives as you. And that life is eternal. It is spirit. It is the one creative energy and power. And it is the source of all things. And I call this God, spirit, oneness, as it is the only life there is. It is expressing as unconditional love, as wholeness, as perfection, as the all-goodness, as the perfection of the universe. And this life permeates all of its creation. And in this oneness, we are each a unique individualization of this oneness. And all of the goodness and all of the attributes of the Spirit is our attributes. It is our birthright. And we are each endowed with everything we need from this essence of peace, of joy, of harmony, wholeness, and perfection. We are individualized and united in this oneness of spirit. So today I declare that we each affirm in our consciousness, that we each expand in our consciousness to see ourselves as this powerful spiritual beings that we are, fully aware that we are blessed by God in every possible way. I accept for each of us an expanding awareness of our higher consciousness, the freedom to live freely from the goodness of our inner essence. The divine wisdom guides and directs us as we follow our highest vision for ourselves. And I declare that we are each open to all that is possible and choose our perfect experience, knowing that God, that Spirit, is the center of all activity. We express this life from a place of compassion, of love, of peace, and joy, and empathy for all. We create a world that is a reflection of our inner beauty, of our divine beauty, of our true essence, and we recognize this divinity in each other. And I turn my attention to the prayer request, knowing that this healing spirit is active in each prayer request, revealing itself in the perfect outcome. Each request is divinely guided into the perfect solution, the perfect activity, the perfect situation that fulfills the highest outcome for all. Each request is already manifesting in wholeness, perfection, and completeness. And I bless this service, for we are all blessed by this service, by the staff, the volunteers, by the music, by the message, everything lovingly creating a space for us to be open to a greater consciousness of spirit. And we are blessed by the light that radiates from each other here today. So in great gratitude and thankfulness for this truth of our being that is always available, is always expressing, and so grateful for the freedom to act upon this truth, to express our uniqueness, our diversity in the union of oneness with each other. I release this prayer into the law, knowing it is already so. It is in the mind of God, already becoming manifest. And we join together in declaring, and so it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Oh, here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul.
Good morning. I'd like to call your attention once again to the prayer chest. It's just down the stairs on the wall to the left. If you have concerns, things that are just disturbing your inner peace, things that just seem to be stuck in your consciousness and you're having a little trouble taking care of that, please put your request in the prayer chest, and the practitioner will do affirmative prayer on your behalf this week. And for today, I request that you please, after service, get them in before noon, because I need to leave a little earlier today. Thank you. Go out into the world today and love the people you meet. Let your presence light new light in the hearts of others. Mother Teresa. And from Ernest Holmes, since there is but one Spirit, and this Spirit is in you and in everything, then everywhere you go, you will meet the Spirit. You must meet the Spirit in people, in places, and in things.
Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? We'll travel on highways of our design, places unheard of that are divine. Our travels will teach us what we must know, and help each other so we can grow. We'll be one with the maker, one with the source, one with the power that mapped out the force to create anything that our hearts desire, with the power that can be there. Reflections of God in each other we see, live our lives in ecstasy, that we created and will inspire. Time will bend as we require. We'll be one with the maker, one with the source, one with the power that mapped out the course to create anything that our hearts desire, with the power that can be there. Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? We'll be lovers and we'll be friends, forever expanding the experience, each day bringing into our lives time will bend and we require. We'll be one with the maker, one with the source, one with the power that mapped out the force to create anything that our hearts desire, with the power that can be there. Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? Would you like to take a journey with me, together through eternity? Together through eternity, together through eternity. Would you like to take a journey with me?
Well, would ya? Thank you, David, Tamara. Thank you so much. Awesome. So, as promised, I have a video message today, and it is Dr. Edward Villiam. So, let's get on.
Good morning. Oliver Wendell Holmes is a Supreme Court justice recognized for his service, his long service. He's among those that served for a very long time, and he had these opinions on civil liberties that were very highly quoted throughout time. And he said this that relates to our topic this morning. I find the greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand, but in what direction we are heading. To reach the port of heaven, we must sail sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it. But we must sail, not drift or lie at anchor. There's the question for us today. Where are you going in your life? Where are you headed? And consider that a ship at anchor may be safe, but that is not what ships are made for. So our focus today is to ask not only the question, where am I going in my life, but what is stopping me from picking up anchor, letting go of the shore, the safety of the harbor, and sailing into the newness of what life might be for me. Well, letting go is complicated. Yeah, it's different things to different people. For some it means letting go of an unhealthy habit or an obsession. For some it may mean letting go of a relationship that has been complete for some time. To others it may mean letting go of a memory or attitude or an identity or a way of being or certain kind of body mobility. There are all kinds of things that can be let go of, and some of them serve as blocks that get in the way of moving into and embracing newness in life when we attached to them. Now, if any of this is true for you or stimulating, I invite you to consider this acronym ICOT. Say that with me so you can remember it later. ICOT. It stands for I, imagination, C, commitment, O, openness, and T, trust. So let's dive in. Imagination. Use your imagination to answer the question, where am I headed? Or where am I going? Because you may not know yet, and it's okay if you don't know yet. We can start, if we don't know yet, by asking the question, how do I imagine I would feel when I get to wherever there is? And if you do have a very clear idea of where you want to go next in life, but you're concerned about what other people may think, or you don't know how it can possibly happen, then think about all of the good and fine ideas in history that were based on ideas that were thought impossible at the time. From the airplane to the sewing machine, from space travel to inoculation, Benjamin Franklin's electricity, Bell's telephone, even the submarine. So, note to self. Don't deny myself the joy of imagination just because I don't know how it will come to pass. Note to self. Don't let my vision be connected to what I've always been able to do in the past, or to what other people believe is possible or impossible. Just ask the question, dream a little. You know, we did not know how we were going to afford this building. We did not know how we were going to turn it into our spiritual home with everything that had to be done. We did not know anything about the logistics of construction. We also didn't know how we would make it through the pandemic. But we had a vision for how it would feel when we got here. No one may know how the newness in your life will come to pass. And so your vision for yourself can't depend on what others have been able to achieve. But here is what it must be, I think. It must be stirring and soulful and important to you. And it must come from within your heart. It must come from that center within, the place that knows. We sang about it in the song. The place, the seat of compassion and loving kindness, that place where you are connected to all that is. The place that respects the interconnectedness of all life. In other words, from the place of respect, loving kindness, not from the place of selfishness and greed. Nona Brooks was the mother of a sister organization called Divine Science, and she gave some cautionary words for when it comes to having a vision, using your imagination for your greater good. She said this, this is tough. There are those who say that every desire of humankind is a God-given desire and should be cherished. This does not ring true. It might have been if we had never turned our thinking away from our God selves, if we had remained true to principle, then every hope in our hearts would be worthy. Since we have departed in our thinking from our source, the inner impulse is not always a godly impulse. For example, the desire to get the business of another or what belongs to a neighbor. Is that a true impulse? No. And there are many similar conditions in the human heart. So, hence, the teaching that encourages us to formulate and concentrate until we get what we desire is a dangerous doctrine. The metaphysical movement has suffered from this very teaching. So let that be our caution when using our imagination to steep it in what is in the center of compassion in our hearts. Then the second part of ICOP is commitment. First, use the imagination to get a vision of the newness in your life, and then get committed to it. And this can be the hard step, because you may not have all of the information about how it will happen. And it's difficult to commit when you don't have all the details. And yet, this is exactly how life is. It's the way of things, like buying a house with a variable interest rate mortgage. No matter what anybody says to you, you don't really have a solid idea of what your payment's going to be. But you take a chance anyway and commit. Like having children. We don't have full disclosure of how they will turn out. But we take a chance anyway and commit. Like getting into a relationship. You never, ever have all the information about how it will go. But you take a chance and commit anyway. And there are many situations like that in life where we have to take a chance. We have to make the commitment, knowing that there are unknowns and twists and turns. And then, after I say yes to the vision in my heart, after I commit to being present and available to it, that's when things start to shift and change in me. And that's when the currents of life start moving me in the direction of that vision. Now, what does commitment look like for you? I can say what it looks like for me. Something like cultivating a positive mindset about the vision, thinking about it with possibility and favorability, connecting with people who support me in the vision, investing regular time for it. In other words, prioritizing activities that align with it, regularly feeling the feeling of what it might be when it arrives, and acknowledging and celebrating progress as it happens. That's what it might look like. And then, the most important part, the next part of the ICOP, is to stay open, open, open. Because you might have to adapt and shift and learn along the way, because things may not be revealed to us up front, but they will clear up along the road, and you have to be flexible with that as new information becomes available. Things may not be revealed up front, but it is the commitment to, it's the saying yes to the vision that draws out the necessary details. This is the way of things. Now, some of us may get stuck, holding onto the shore, Perhaps we prefer to wait for certainty, for clear signs. And if that certainty is based on how we've always done it, we may stay stuck for a very long time. Because maybe the newness wants to come to us in a new way. And that's where the openness comes into play. Open means paying attention to the clues and the cues that life gives, and then following up on them. Now, if you're one of those people that says often, I've already tried that, I've already read that, I've already done that, then this might be your opportunity to practice opening up by shifting your awareness and paying attention to life. Because the next clue and the next cue might come in the lyric of a song, or through a sign on a billboard, or through a chance encounter, or even an overheard conversation in the supermarket. So you might consider letting this next week be like a treasure hunt for you. You might say to yourself frequently over the week, I'm open to the clues and cues of life. Try saying that with me. I am open to the cues and clues of life. You know, self-talk is very important. Talking about the cues and cues of life presenting themselves to us, a very, very famous quote from the writer Goethe wrote this. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur when we commit to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meeting and material assistance, which no person could have dreamed would come their way. Whatever you can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin now. One day, change it to day one. And then we have to apply the fourth idea in ICOT. So maybe you know what it is. Trust. So use your imagination to get the vision. Commit by saying yes to it. Be open by paying attention to life's cues and clues, and then trust. And I'll tell you why. Because you see, there comes a point where it seems like we have gone as far as we can, and then this space appears, this expanse, the place between what I can do and whatever the perceived destination is. And then trust is the element that comes into place over here, the stepping out. So here's a story that I tell frequently that illustrates this trust element very well. It goes like this. A tightrope walker demonstrates to a crowd that she can walk on a rope stretched across a canyon. When she returns to the spectators, she asks, "Do you believe that I can walk across the rope?" "Yes," they reply. Then she takes a wheelbarrow and walks across the rope, pushing it ahead of her, carefully to the other side and back. When she returns, she asks the delighted crowd, "Do you believe I can walk across the rope, pushing a wheelbarrow ahead of me?" "Yes," they reply with growing excitement. Then she puts one of her friends in the wheelbarrow, and to the crowd's amazement and enjoyment, she conveys the friend safely across the canyon and back on the rope. The tightrope walker asks the crowds, "Now, who would like to climb in the wheelbarrow and let me carry them across?" Silence. That's the gap. Even though I may have watched her walk and complete the journey safely several times across the canyon and back, there remains a gap between my observation and my experience of it. Between my head and my heart, maybe you can say. It's the gap that people are talking about when they say they had to go out on a skinny limb, on a skinny branch, out on a limb, where it's scary and uncertain, and I can't know if I'm going to make it safely across, like the other passages in the wheelbarrow. So I ask myself, what is it then that I am trusting in that moment when I decide? Well, I know what I am. I'm trusting, first of all, the call that comes from the center of my being. I'm remembering that phrase. It's not so much where I'm standing in life, but it's where I'm heading. I'm thinking about that. And I'm also considering that it is helpful and sane to be honest about the unknown element. Yep. There is a big I don't know in it. Now, I may still decide to climb into the wheelbarrow of life. And when I make that decision, I may be trembling. And if I fall, it's not because life rejected me, or because I was bad, or because I didn't have enough faith, or because I didn't pray hard enough, or because I didn't believe enough. If I fall, it's because sometimes people fall. Sometimes relationships change. Sometimes careers end. Sometimes this or that. There's risk in the adventure called life. I know what else I can trust. I can trust goodness in the form of the people who help me get up when I fall. I know what else I can trust. I can trust the self within me, the place where I'm connected to all that is. You see, I don't believe in a divine being that is kind of like a superintendent, like, watching over things with a sort of random favoritism. No. I believe in the, call it intelligence, that runs through all life. And I think of it as being present and available everywhere, in all people, in all beings, in all life, and in me. And I'm learning to tune into it and be more aware of it, tune into it, be more aware of it, to help me figure out when I should get into a wheelbarrow and when I should not. And when the feeling is clear enough that I should get in, it still often takes a tremendous amount of courage to let go and to set sail. Now, if I caught in this message is making you feel more anxious than excited, I invite you to consider this poem by Sapphire Rose, which to me is like a giant breath of fresh air. It's like a sigh of relief every time I read it. It's entitled, She Let Go. And it goes like this. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly, completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date on her day timer. She made no public announcement or put an ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was what it is. And it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. So let us take a moment then to call to mind something in your life that you may feel is time to gently consider letting go of. And if it feels safe for you to do so, comfortable and safe to let your eyes close, then I invite you to do that. But if you're in that place where you may want to keep your eyes closed because it feels more comforting, open, you can do that too. And then just listen to this exercise as if you're listening to a podcast. And then, eyes closed or open, use your imagination to move gently forward in time, not very far. And without thinking how it is possible, imagine that you have safely and gently let go. You've arrived already on the other side of this situation. And then using your imagination, ask yourself, what does it feel like arriving there? Who am I in this state of having let go? And then identify yourself with that feeling, as if you're considering it to be like a lighthouse, a beacon, a guide for your forward movement. There is only one life, or one intelligence that is in and through all things, that is the source of all creativity, and that is the seat of compassionate, creative kindness in all that is. And I am part of that, and it is in me as it is in each person here. And as we, through this prayer, tune into that self within, its nature reveals itself through our thoughts and our visions and our dreams for life. Today I'm realizing that it within me and within us is an infinite source of possibility, support, creativity, and guidance. And by tuning into it today and by using our beautiful imaginations, we are participating in the creative process. And so I let this moment in time be a blessing to me, and I let the thoughts and feelings and visions stand as a guide for my forward motion in the world. I give thanks for this moment of insight and inspiration, and I release this word of prayer to that aspect of the divine that we call the law, that which responds. And I invite you to complete this prayer with me by saying gently, and so it is.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything about, everything you know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moonglow. God, you are every starshine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every strong fall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything I follow, everything you go, everything I know is you. Cause you are the very breath I breathe. And your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything I follow, everything you go, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything I follow, everything I go, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything I follow, everything I go, everything I know is you.
Well, that was powerful. Well, as the ushers come forth, this is our time to fully engage in the spiritual practice of the law of circulation. And this is the time where we really know that God is our source and we are part of that circulation. So if you'll take your tithe, your gift in your hand, and know with me that from that unlimited supply from the one Creator I have received, and it's with joy that I release this. Let it circulate for the blessings that it brings for not only myself, but for all others. And our affirmation?
I am rich in health, wealth, peace, and prosperity.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of
me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of love.
You are the face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of
You
love.
are the face of love.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
Face of God.
And as we have been blessed, these blessings in the form of money and good wishes go forth, prospering and blessing our church, our community, and our world, creating a world that works for all. And so it is.
Thank you, Lou. Oh, Edward.
He's so good.
I know,
He
he's
always
so
did.
good.
Remarkable.
So that kind of fit in a little bit gently with the theme for this month, the book that we're using. Let's see, what is the name of that book? I didn't bring it. Something about a wild. There it is. finding your way in a wild new world. So I thought that fit in really well. And so coming up in the weeks, we'll talk about her 3 other technologies of magic. This one was oneness, which I thought he covered pretty well. The next one is imagination, which he also talked about as well. So thanks, Edward. You're awesome. Yeah, everybody clap for him. And I think that we are ready to claim our good together. So we've got it up here. We're going to read these all the way down with one voice as CSL. Here we go. God is my source and supply. Form is the body of God. Thought is the master of form. I direct my thought towards harmony, and so it is.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
Before we say our affirmation, I did want to say this about class and also anything that we do here at the center where there is a charge, there is also always scholarship money. So don't ever let a charge stop you from taking a class or a workshop or something that's offered here at the center. We always have scholarship money available for anyone for certain amounts. So, and now let's say our affirmation.
I exist as the perfect idea in the mind of God.